Hello, it is the 14th of December 2010. Welcome to today's intraday update. Depending on what time you're seeing this at, either the Fed will speak what they have to today, mentioning that they are going to keep interest rates close to zero, and they'll do everything they can to defeat deflation. That's what we most likely will hear, but as far as what we will see is high volatility within the charts, not only for this one, but for gold, the dollar, the stock market, you name it, they're going to be volatile. But from what we can see right now is that it gapped above this 5-day moving average on Monday, and it came up to 29 and 2/3, which was the level I was mentioning on the weekend from the 30 and 3/4 high from last week. Not seen on the chart, but on an intraday level it touched. Same with 28 spot on the bottom part. So it came up to the 2/3 retracement. If it can manage to find a way to get above this level and hold, then that means that this entire move lower is that of a failed move, which should most likely not only mean a test to the 30 and 3/4 level, but most likely up towards the 31.5, 32 big time Fibonacci level. I was even pointing out about a trend line that was pretty much taken down for a brief period of time, which was right in here. And oftentimes, from failed moves can create a fast move in its opposite direction, and there's that fast move that it has. But what's really nice is that it's keeping its trend alive, which is trading within this trend line. It's really in a range-bound market, sort of like we've seen in the summer. It's just in the summer it was trading sideways. Here, this trend line goes up 3/5 of 1% per day. And if you try to draw a straight line on this trend line, you're probably not going to get too far. As I'm drawing a straight line here, and you can see how it has a little tail above it. And, well, this is the entire rally that it's been going through. And once again, if I draw a straight line above it, let me just find the right color. I guess blue will work well. And we continue its straight line, you can see how there's a little bit of a disconnect. The reason for this is because the trend line moves in the same percentage per day, and when you're doing this within a chart that is in a linear base, meaning each one of these gaps represents the same digit, in this case it's $2, then you're going to have these complications. And when things start to get parabolic, it will become even more noticeable. This is what the trend line, let me just draw it in or move it a little better. Here we are. This is what the trend line is scheduled to look towards to the end of 2011, meaning getting up to 130, but you can see it's in a curve shape format because of the linear chart. If we make this logarithmic means that the movements from each of these lines is the exact same percentage from its previous. So the percentage move from here to here is the same as the percentage move here and here and so on as it moves along the way. So now the break of this trend line is going to either be a break to the downside, and that doesn't really mean it has to go down, it just means it has to stop its rate of ascent. So a break, it could obviously easily be a move lower, and then the trend line would be all forgotten if it looks something like that. And it could even just be a correction through time. If the market corrects through time, something like that, then it would take a big move to recapture the trend line to the upside. And the other break of it is if it just really goes parabolic, something like this. And then at that point there, it would be a break to the upside on the trend line. But it's going to have to break this range at some point. I was saying back in August, in July, that the longer that we stayed trading sideways, the bigger the breakout or breakdown is most likely going to be. And the same will be true within this. The longer that we trade within this range, the bigger the breakout or breakdown most likely would play into. But right now, the path of least resistance is higher, and trading within this particular range, at some point it will change, but as of yet there are no signs of it. Thank you for watching.